getting there.
That makes sense that your father was an entrepreneur. Because I remember that was the one thing that really just blew me away was that out of all the guys that fought, you were by far and above the smartest businessman of the group.
Thank you,
of everybody. I mean, like I said, I mean, you didn't even fight and have the title, and you were making more money than any. I mean, as far as sponsorship go, you blew everybody out of the water. Like, I don't think anybody, there's not even a close second.
Yeah, and that was even shocking to Dana because, you know, especially, you know, I was ranked top 10. I'm not Frank Mayer. Like, Frank's a legend. You know how I think of you, Frank. Like, Frank, Mount Rushmore. I'm not Mount Rushmore. I'm not. They're not even selling my merch in the freaking, you know, at the bottom of Mount Rushmore. That's, you know, in the UFC. I was top 10 for a number of years, but I was never Frank. I never fought in a main event. My biggest fight probably co-main event in Brazil against Nogueira, you know, which is a big deal. I didn't rip his fucking arm off like Frank Mayer, you asshole. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but that
how
being said,
dare you? How dare you?
He punched me kind of hard. I was pissed off.
But also thank you. America, thank you.
We actually talked about that in our first episode that we did. I was like, have you followed up with him after that? He's like, I haven't talked to him.
No.
There's been a couple times. I don't think he likes me very much.
No. That was, when Frank did
every
that,
time it gets cold, he thinks of me.
Yeah. That's why he stays in Brazil, man, so he never has to be reminded about it. But he comes back to the States, he's like, fucking Frank Mayer, dude. He's in Wisconsin. Like,
but that being said, I fought in some very big cards. I mean, I think UFC 100 was one of the biggest until Conor came along. I think now we're like number 3 or 4. It's been bumped down.
Dude.
Still in the top 10. I didn't make 6 figures for sponsorship money. I mean, and I had guys that actually that was their job to do. It wasn't like it was me competing against Brendan trying to do my own thing. It was like, no, I actually had guys that was their job
to help,
and they still didn't beat that.
But I think too, you were probably being, because you were fighting at such a high level and world championship level, you were being compensated through the UFC properly. Like, and properly is all relative, but you were still making good money with your paycheck. I wasn't. I was on an Ultimate Fighter contract. So when I fought Nogueira, I think I was getting 16 and 16 or 18 and 18. You know, I fought Nogueira, I was making 16 and 16. And when I fought Krokop, 16 and 16. Gabriel Gonzaga, 14 and 14. So I'm on the Ultimate Fighter contract. So I had to figure it out.
How many fights did that last for?
6 fights.
Jesus.
So 6 fights. My last fight on that contract was against Matt Mitrione, and he was also on the Ultimate Fighter contract. And then UFC tried re-signing prior to that because they don't want you to fight out your contract. They want to re-sign you. And I went, nope, I'm going to win this and then negotiate so I have more chips in my corner. And, you know, it's a big risk. And then also, that was such a stressful fight because Matt's a good buddy of mine, really close friend. Matt's on the Companion all the time. And Matt's a very close friend. So we both came from the NFL, had the same strength and conditioning coach in Lauren Landau. So we knew each other prior to going to the house. I did not want to fight him. Yeah. So I was dealing with that kind of emotions. And then also every major contract I had, like Echo, Salesforce, the big boys were all predicated on me winning that fight. The UFC contract predicated on that fight. So when I won that fight, I jumped on the cage. I was so happy. I was like, Jesus Christ. I'm like, you have no idea, dude. Like this, yeah.